How's everyone doing today? Welcome back to On The Ball and welcome back to another round of Premier League predictions. Quick turnaround this week, seeing as it is mid-week Premier League action. And if you don't know by now, it is 5 points for a goal, 5 points for a completely correct scoreline, 1 point for a correct result. Star man, once you pick that man, you can't pick them again for the rest of the season. 5 points for a goal, 2 points for an assist. Let's get into the weekend's action. We've got Tuesday night, Wednesday night and Thursday night action this week, starting off at St James's Park tomorrow night. Newcastle against Everton. Sim's gone for 2-1 to Newcastle. I've gone for 3-1 to Newcastle. Tell me why.
I've only gone 2-1 because obviously Newcastle have a lot of injuries. Anthony Gordon is suspended as well because he got sent off against West Ham late on the weekend. But luckily for them, Harvey Barnes came back from injury, scored 2 goals, so I'm sure he'll be in confident mood. Everton are just in terrible form, and I think going to St James's Park is always a difficult place to go. We know how intense Newcastle can be. Isaac is in good form as well. They've still got a lot of good players on the pitch, and I just think Everton are going to go there and trying to play their game, but I don't see them doing it very effectively at the moment. They're not creating the level of chances they should be creating. They're not getting those set pieces as well. And at the moment, they're having a few defensive struggles as well. So as much as I do think Everton will give them a game, I think Newcastle will come out on top 2-1 here.
Yeah, I went for 3-1. I can see a goal in here from Everton, probably from a set piece or something like that. But the way I'm looking at these two teams, Newcastle seems to be scoring goals for fun. 4 goals against West Ham, 3 goals the game before that. And Everton, like you said, in the last game, they just seem to be quite open at the back. So with Isaac in the form that he's on, and he really is on top form at the moment, I can see this one being quite one-sided. So I have gone for 3-1 to Newcastle, but let me know your score prediction in the comment section below. Let's go over to the City Ground, Nottingham Forest against Fulham. Sim's gone for 1-1 here. I've gone for 2-2. I can see a bit of a ding-dong battle. You saw Fulham went to Bramall Lane 3-3. Fulham always got some goals in them with Muniz in the form that he's on, but with Nottingham Forest, they're not really... to be fair, they're not scoring too many goals at the moment, but I just feel like they could find something here against a Fulham side who aren't that great away from home.
Yeah, Fulham definitely have their struggles, and we saw that they conceded 3 goals against Sheffield United, as you said, and it just goes to show the difference in Fulham when they're at home and away from home. You know, the previous week beating Spurs 3-0 and then going to Bramall Lane and being 3-1 down with 5 minutes to go. So there is a big difference there. Forest, on the other hand, they're also not playing that well, and I also think, as much as they have the tools to hurt Fulham, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to dominate the game and really exploit Fulham, because Fulham still have some good players, good defence as well. So I do see a bit of a tight game. I know Forest, it's a big game for them because literally at the moment only goal difference keeping them out of the relegation zone. So they really can't avoid defeat here. So I think they will avoid defeat, but I don't think they'll win. So I went for 1-1.
Go to the Vitality next. Bournemouth against Crystal Palace. Sim's gone for 1-0 to Palace here.
I have. I was impressed with how they played against Forest away last time out, and against a Bournemouth side who like to attack. Ollie Glasner's back 3 formation has proven difficult to play against, albeit it hasn't gotten many wins so far, but they have been difficult to play against, and they don't concede too many chances. And I thought they're really unlucky to concede against Forest. It was an outrageous header from Wood, and apart from that, they did keep Forest at bay. They go to the Vitality, tight ground, small ground. We know Bournemouth at home can be decent. They're going to put it on them, but I do think Palace's back 3 formation will serve them in good stead here. And I see them with Eze going the other way, causing a few problems for Bournemouth. And I just see them sneaking a 1-0 win here.
Yeah, I've gone for 2-1 to Bournemouth. Bournemouth do kind of have their tails up. They're getting results in recent weeks. 3 wins out of their last 4 games, albeit the wins have come against the relegation scrapping teams. Having said that, Crystal Palace, they are a hard nut to crack. They haven't lost too many games under Glasner, but they haven't won too many games either. And they are seeming to not really get over the line against these relegation sides. 1-1 against Nottingham Forest, 1-1 against Luton as well. They did beat Burnley 3-0 in Glasner's first game, but I just feel like Bournemouth could have a bit more quality than those teams that they have been facing. So I see it being a really tight game, but Bournemouth just edging it here 2-1. So that's why I've gone for 2-1. Let's go over to Turf Moor next. Burnley against Wolves. We've both gone for Burnley wins, quite funnily enough. I mean, I can't see Burnley keeping a clean sheet here. I think Cunha could be back for this one. So I think Wolves will have a bit more firepower going forward as opposed to the 18-year-old that they played in midweek in the weekend against Aston Villa. But with the way Burnley are playing, Fofana back in the side, I can see them nicking this one 2-1.
Yeah, I think they're starting to get a bit of form together, Burnley, and maybe a win here will give them a lot of belief. It would go a long way to kind of putting them right in the mix for this relegation struggle at the moment. So I think Burnley are playing quite well. They'll be buoyed by that really great point they got at Chelsea last time out, and they'll know how important this game is. As you say, Fofana's back. Wolves, when I made this prediction, Cunha wasn't in contention, but now it does seem as though he'll be in the squad, so that's going to make a big difference for them in the front line in terms of being able to hurt Burnley. But I just feel like with Wolves, even if it's just Cunha, they're still struggling with a bit of quality at the moment, and but as well, the way they defend, I don't see Burnley being able to open them up too often. So I do think it's going to be a tight game, but I've gone for Burnley just to find that moment of quality and also keep being able to keep Wolves out. So I've gone for 1-0.
All right. Big London derby at the London Stadium. West Ham against Tottenham. We've gone for the exact same scoreline here in 2 goals apiece. And I think that tells you a bit about the confidence maybe going into this game.
Yeah, look, West Ham are a good team, and they're a team that are very well set up to play against a team like Tottenham. Playing on the counter with brilliant counter-attacking players in Kudus and Bowen and Antonio as well, and obviously Pakatara in the middle. So it's going to be very difficult, and we know it's West Ham's cup final, so they're going to bring their A game. And also after that defeat they got in midweek on the weekend, they're going to want to put that right after being 3-1 up. They really should have put that game to bed. Tottenham, on the other hand, I wouldn't say that obviously they're not blowing teams away at the moment. I thought they played pretty well against Luton, deserved the victory, but the fact that they struggled so much, they had to leave it so late, will lend you to believe that they're not having the best of times at the moment. Obviously a really bad loss to Fulham after a great win against Villa before that. Obviously Spurs will dominate, and I think they will create chances. West Ham showed that they're vulnerable at the back on the weekend. So I do think there'll be chances at both ends here. So I couldn't split it, and I went 2-2.
Yeah, West Ham and Spurs are very strange teams. You don't know which side are going to turn up week in, week out. And West Ham did brilliantly to get 3-1 ahead against Newcastle, letting it slip. So I think they're going to want to prove a point after that game. Spurs, on the other hand, they got over the line against Luton. But when you're looking at the away form, it doesn't seem for good reading for Spurs fans. You know, they had a great win against Aston Villa. But apart from that, the wins are few and far between away from home since the turn of the year. So it's going to be a very difficult game. We know how West Ham treat this fixture. So I don't know, it's going to be very hard for Spurs to win this game. So I've gone for a split of the spoils at 2-2. Let's go over to Arsenal-Luton at the Emirates. Both of us gone for convincing Arsenal wins. I've gone for 4-0. Sim's gone for 3-0. And after Arsenal's parking the bus performance, I think it's going to be the complete opposite in this game, where they're just going to go for broke. And I can see them opening up Luton time and time again in a depleted Luton side. Yeah,
and look, judging by the evidence I saw of Luton on the weekend, they should have conceded a lot of goals in that game. Tottenham's lack of clinical edge meant that it was only 2-1, but I don't see Arsenal having those same problems. They've been very well. They're playing very well at the moment. They're keeping clean sheets for fun, defending very well. So I don't see Luton causing Arsenal any problems really going forward. And I just think Arsenal are going to find it easy to blow them away. So I've only gone for 3-0, but I think it's going to be a resounding victory for Arsenal.
Could even be more than 4, to be fair. It could even be like 5 or 6 this week in midweek. I'm not even joking, but I went a bit reserved at 4-0. But let's go to Brentford against Brighton. Big game. 2 good sides going head-to-head here. Brentford, you know, they're a good side, but they're not getting points on the board at the moment. They absolutely battered Man United and only got a draw in the last minute. Brighton, on the other hand, had a fairly good performance at Liverpool, but still got completely dominated dominated by that Liverpool side. Both of us gone for 2-1 to Brentford. And in my opinion, with the way, I think Brentford are just slightly playing better than Brighton at the moment in terms of performance levels. Brighton away from home can't seem to pick up too many points. So I think Brentford will finally get 3 points on the board here.
Yeah, and I think as well Brentford would like to play against this Brighton team. They'll have a plan for them. They'll see them coming, and I think if Mbeumo's back in the team, I think he was on the bench against United. He came on and obviously hit the bar. He was playing really well. So if they have Mbeumo and Tony up front back together again, I can see them causing Brighton a lot of problems. And I think it's about time that Brentford had their good performances turn into wins. So I've gone for a Brentford 2-1 winner here.
All right. The Etihad next in a big game in the title race and the top four race. Both of us gone for 2-1 to Man City. Why 2-1?
Yeah, I think obviously no Watkins for Villa. That's going to be a big miss. They're not going to have that kind of focal point, that guy who can hold up the ball. So I do see Man City's pressure being a bit relentless in this game. But Villa are a good team, and they do have threats. They've got Leon Bailey, Diaby. They've got players who can hurt you, especially like a team like City. So I do see them being a bit of a threat, but I think without Watkins, it's going to be a bit too much to get a result. And I think Man City, knowing how Villa playing as well, obviously Villa completely battered them at Villa Park, and they'll want revenge for that result after it was a really bad off day for City on that day. And I think as well, there was a lot of frustration from City in the Arsenal game, and I think they're going to want to take out on the Villa side.
Yeah, I agree, and I think Man City know after that draw against Arsenal, there's no room for error in terms of the title race for them. They need to get consistent wins from now until the end of the season if they have any hopes and aspirations of winning the title yet again. Villa, on the other hand, without Watkins, without McGinn, it's going to be a massive miss for them. I can see them getting a goal on the transition with potentially Moussa Diaby, Leon Bailey, Duran even, but I think Man City will be too strong for them here, and I think it could even be more than 2-1. I didn't even take into account when I did the predictions about McGinn, so I think it could be 2-0, but I'm going to stick with my 2-1. Let's go to Liverpool, Sheffield United at Anfield. Sim's gone for 3-1. I've gone for 4-0. Seeing how Liverpool played against Brighton on the weekend, I can see them taking out the frustrations of them not getting as many goals as they wanted to. They got the win on the board, but it was a lot more tight than it probably should have been. And against the Sheffield United side, who, you know, are getting a few goals of recent weeks, I feel like they'll be stifled here at Liverpool, and it's going to be a domination job, so 4-0.
Yeah, I agree. I do see Sheffield United getting like a consolation for some reason. I think they've been scoring a few goals recently, as you say. Diaz has been causing problems, and we know how Liverpool like to play, just gung-ho, go for the throat, and that could leave a few spaces for a Sheffield United team who have been on the score sheet recently, so gone for them to score a goal, but I think Liverpool should make light work of opening Sheffield United up just with their relentless pressure. You get the feeling as soon as they take the lead, the floodgates are going to open in this one, so I went for 3-1.
And last but not least, it's Chelsea against Manchester United. Sim's gone for 2-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah, 2-1. Chelsea, actually, I'm beaten in 5 games at the moment. Really disappointing result against Burnley. Cole Palmer calling out a lot of his teammates, saying that they got too comfortable with the result because they were down opposition down to 10 men.
Taking some advice from Tim Sherwood, is
yeah,
he?
Potentially. So Pochettino will want to put that right. Man United were horrific, I thought, against Brentford. Didn't deserve anything. And if they come up with anything similar to that kind of performance, I see them getting turned over here. So I just gone for Chelsea to scrape it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a stinker of a game. Two teams not playing too well at the moment. Yeah, Chelsea are unbeaten in 5, but that was a damaging draw if I've ever seen one against a 10-man Burnley. Man United, on the other hand, they put in an absolutely stinker of a performance at Brentford, and I just can't split these two sides, to be honest. So I've gone for 1-1 in this game, and then we finish off with Starman. It's a Liverpool head-to-head. Sims used the Mo Salah card.
I've gone for it.
He's gone for it after Mo Salah had 12 shots and only 1 goal. Surely he's going to be getting a big haul, but I've gone for Luis Diaz because he's the only guy in the Liverpool front line who I haven't picked because I've picked Salah and I've picked Darwin Núñez as well.
It's that time of season. Got to start using the big hitters as now or never. So come on, Mo. Time to shine.
Yeah, it's going to be them two assisting each other. But Luis Diaz has been on really good form recently, and maybe in the last couple of months he's been getting a lot of goals and assists. So I'm backing my boy Luis Diaz, in this game.
Doesn't quite believe it.
But there you have it. That is our predictions for this midweek round of Premier League fixtures. Thank you everyone for joining us. Let me know your predictions in the comments section below, and we'll see you next time.